Yo, what is up, my Turtle Topians? What's poppin'? It's Jacob Curry back with another absolute banger, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my full in-depth playoff predictions, including the wildcard round, which is up to come on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let's hop right into this. Alright guys, so here is the playoff bracket right here. This is going to be the wild card round right here. This is going to be the divisional round. This is going to be the conference championship. And this is going to be the Super Bowl. I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions on what's going to happen in the wild card round this upcoming week. We're going to go time by time. I do believe the first game of the Saturday slate is the Rams at the Panthers. I do think that even though I'm a Niner fan, I think the Rams probably have the best shot at winning this. It would probably be the biggest upset of the entire wild card round. If the Panthers are able to beat the Rams, it'll probably be the biggest upset of the wild card round, even bigger than something like the Packers beating the Bears or the Chargers beating the Patriots. I think that would probably be the biggest upset of the entire wild card round, just because of the scenario that they're in. The Panthers barely got in by the skin of their teeth, obviously battling out with the Buccaneers in the very end. I think this is going to be a really good football game, and since it's being played in Carolina, last time the Panthers won in Carolina against the Rams was this season. I am rolling with the Carolina Panthers to get the win, just purely off the fact that it is in Carolina. If it was in LA, I think maybe the Rams would get the win. However, because it's in Carolina, the Panthers barely made it into the playoffs. They want a playoff win. Dave Canales is looking for his first playoff win with the Panthers. He is clawing his teeth trying to get that win, and I think he's going to get that win here against the Rams, knocking out Sean McVay and being the biggest upset maybe of the entire playoffs. So the next game, I believe, is the Packers-Bears game. This is being played in Chicago. This is I believe, a series that the team split earlier on this year. The Packers having Jordan Love possibly back for this game, having a really good defense the last couple of weeks. However, the Bears showing up on offense more than ever, especially against my Niners, got me a little scared at the end. I think the Bears offense, if they can't even do anything defensively, which they have been a pretty good defense all year, I do think the Bears have that better offense in it, and I think what they're going to do is just shoot, we'll just outscore you. And I think that's exactly what Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the Bears are going to do in this game. So I do think the Bears are going to get the W and head to the divisional round. So the next game, I believe, is going to be this Bills-Jaguars game being played on Sunday morning. So this is the first Sunday football game that we're going to be able to see. This game is going to feature two quarterbacks that honestly should be in the MVP race. You got to look at Trevor Lawrence. He's had a season of revival. Trevor Lawrence has had a season where all the doubters absolutely got proven wrong. And Josh Allen continues to prove why he was made in a freaking lab. Obviously, you can see I got Josh Allen's jersey on right here. The Bills have had an amazing rush game all year, head by running back James Cook, who has absolutely destroyed the ground game across the league, leading the league in rushing yards, just having one of the best seasons ever performed by a running back in Buffalo, I think, almost ever. I think this is going to be one of the funnest games to watch. This should be, which I thought maybe possibly could have been the AFC Championship game. I think since this is being played in Jacksonville, just in that hotter environment, I think it's going to be a little tougher for Josh Allen. He is a winter soldier. However, I'm rolling with the Buffalo Bills to get the win because I think Josh Allen is going to single-handedly win this game for the Bills. If he trails in this game at all, Jacksonville cannot sit down for one moment because Josh Allen and the Bills have been the best comeback team this year. And they've showed up and showed out in the biggest moments this season. And they're going to go into Jacksonville. They're going to get a wild card win and head to the divisional round. So our next game is going to be the Niners and the Eagles game. This game is going to be a very fun game. I think this game, both teams hate each other. I know as a 49er fan, I absolutely despise the Eagles and the Eagles fan base. Eagle fans, I just really despise them. Eagles team, I really despise them. And this is a Brock Purdy revenge game. I'll tell you what, Brock Purdy, after going down in the NFC Conference Championship game a couple years ago when he had to have Tommy John surgery on his elbow after getting hit by Hassan Reddick, I'll tell you what, the 49ers are coming with vengeance into Philadelphia after losing an embarrassing game against the Seahawks in that Week 18 matchup for the number 1 seed. Everyone's going to probably be going with the Eagles since they're at home in that tough environment. However, I'm rolling with the 49ers. I do think the 49ers will get that win, setting up the divisional round for the NFC, and I think we're going to flip over to AFC and see the next round, but I do think that the 49ers will get the win in Lincoln Financial. It'll be a tough game, won't be a blowout, but the Niners are going to to tough it out, and they're going to get Fred Warner back for the divisional round. Next game is going to be that Sunday night football game, which is going to feature the LA Chargers and the New England Patriots. This is going to be a fun game too. I feel like this is being played in Foxborough. Justin Herbert has had a slump at the end of the season, I have to be honest. And Drake May honestly finishing the season with probably one of the best passer ratings we're going to see. Mike Vrabel is an absolute mastermind. He has brought the Tennessee Titans from terrible to a playoff contender. Obviously, they lost A.J. Brown in that trade to the Eagles. However, I think in this game, it's going to come down to a coaching advantage. I think this is going to come down to a coaching battle, and I do think Mike Vrabel does have that little extra step. So I'm going to be giving the win to the Patriots here. I think they're going to play tough football, but I think it's going to come down to pure coaching at the end of the game, and that's going to be Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. And to cap off the wild card round, you got the Texans and the Steelers. Steelers making it in because Tyler Loop kind of crapped his pants. Texans, #1 defense in the entire league. Best, this is probably one of the most historically best defenses, especially for the Texans, probably the best in their history. Having an amazing pass rush headed by Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. Their linebacker core headed by Al Shire. Their DBs, Stingley, Petrie, they've been going crazy this year. This, I think, is going to come down to experience in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers has been in this position multiple times. He was in a position last week where he had to storm down the field and get a touchdown against that Ravens defense, and he was able to do it. And I think 8 plays did leave time on the clock. However, he did it, and he did it perfectly. And so I think in this game, it's going to come down to pro heads. And I think the pro head is going to be Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be a defensive bout, a sloppy game, maybe 13-10, but I think the Steelers are going to win. That does set up for a divisional round playoffs. Obviously, I can't speak much about this one, so there's going to be a little quicker. This one right here, divisional round, this is if my picks are 100% correct. This is exactly what we're going to be looking at. We're going to start on the AFC side. We have the Steelers at the Patriots. I think in this game, it's going to purely come down to the fact that the Patriots have a quarterback that has been almost unstoppable all year, and a head coach that came in and revitalized a program that went from a dynasty to a bust back to possibly a dynasty. And so I think the Patriots will probably get the win here. This one is going to be an interesting matchup between the Bills and the Broncos, two quarterbacks that are pretty similar in a lot of ways. In this game, I think the Bills will get the win just because I think Josh Allen has the experience over Bo Nix in the playoffs, and I think that's going to come in handy. The Bills want a shot at the Super Bowl this year, and with Kansas City or Baltimore out of the playoffs, I think the Bills' best shot is this year, and I think they're going to fight hard, they're going to fight fast, and they're going to win this game against the Broncos. Now we have the NFC divisional round featuring 4 teams, 2 games, all to the NFC Championship game. We'll start it off with this Panthers-Bears game. I think this is one's really easy. Obviously, the Panthers being able to beat the Rams. I think they're going to be just a little outmatched here for an offense like Caleb Williams and the Bears. I think that's going to come up big in this game, and I think Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, and the Bears are headed to the NFC Championship. And in this final divisional round game between the Niners and the Seahawks, we saw this bout in Week 18. Niners lost 13-3. Seahawks got the 1 seed. This is their next game. How about that? They're playing back-to-back against the Niners in Week 18 and now in the divisional round. Mike McDonald just having a defense that is possibly the second coming of the Legion of Boom. However, they're probably going to have Fred Warner back for this game. If they are able to beat Philadelphia, they're going to have Fred Warner back for this game. If Fred Warner comes back in this game, Niners should be able to easily get the win in Seattle. They constantly beat the Seahawks in Seattle. The Seahawks just had a lucky game, I honestly think. Now that's not even me coming from a biased standpoint. I think the Seahawks just got a lucky game in Week 18. I think this one is going to show right here why you don't mess with Fred Warner, because he's back and he's back with vengeance. That sets us up for the conference championship game, as we're going to go a little quicker here. Bills, Patriots, this is going to come down to purely quarterback play. I think both head coaches deserve to be here. Like I said earlier, this is the Bills' best shot at making the Super Bowl, not having to get past Kansas City or Baltimore. And I think this is going to be a game where the Bills just exploit that New England defense, and Josh Allen is going to a Super Bowl. Then we got the NFC Championship. It's going to be the Niners and the Bears. A preview was Week 17 when the Niners were able to be at home against Chicago, having that thriller of an ending. However, being played in Chicago, I think it's going to be a little colder, might snow, and because of those conditions, obviously, I love my Niners. If Fred Warner stays healthy through this Seattle game, or even if he comes back in this game, Niners going to get that win, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Then that matches up for the number 6 seed Bills, number 6 seed Niners, Super Bowl 60 from San Francisco. Niners are playing at home for the Super Bowl. This is going to be a back and forth matchup. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think Josh Allen's going to go crazy. I think Brock Purdy's going to go crazy. I think at the end of the day, if you look at the statistics and you look at everything happening in the Niners, with Fred Warner coming back, that sets the edge for the entire playoffs. And that means the Super Bowl. And the San Francisco 49ers will be your 2026 Super Bowl champions, winner of Super Bowl 60. Brock Purdy will get Super Bowl MVP. McCaffrey right behind him. We even talk about McCaffrey, but he's one of the best overall all-purpose players in the entire league. Mark my words. Niners, you have your 6th. Alright guys, that is going to do it for the video. Let me know in the comments where you agree, where you disagree, where you think I went wrong, or flat out just tell me that I look stupid, or let me know if I look smart. But if you guys did like this video, you know how to show your support. Remember to be you, be unique, stay safe, trust God, and I will see you all later. Peace.